Planet Earth is a beautiful place for humankind. However, if you are trapped at home during the pandemic and are daydreaming about future vaccinations, why dream about beaches and sceneries of Earth when a holiday in space might be possible very soon? Welcome to Outer Spark Media, the leading source of news about the latest developments in space, science, technology, and sustainability. If you're new here, do consider subscribing to our channel and press the bell icon to see the latest videos from our channel. In today's video, we will tell you all about the upcoming revolutionary space hotel called Voyager Station. Without any further delay, let's spark right into it. The expanse that exists beyond Earth and between celestial bodies is known as outer space. Outer space is not entirely devoid of matter. Rather, it is a hard vacuum with low-density particles consisting of mostly hydrogen and helium plasma, as well as electromagnetic radiation, magnetic fields, neutrons, dust, and cosmic rays. The average temperature of outer space is around 2.7 Kelvin or minus 270.4 degrees Celsius, which is actually the background radiation from the Big Bang. So we know what outer space is made up of and how freezing it is, but how do we find out where outer space actually starts? The Kármán line, which is 100 kilometers above sea level, is traditionally used to mark the beginning of outer space in space treaties and aerospace records. With the introduction of high-altitude balloon flights in the 20th century, humans started the first endeavor to physically explore space. Soon enough came rocket flights and finally crewed flights to Earth's orbit, which was first accomplished by the Soviet Union's Yuri Gagarin in 1961. So far, human spaceflight has been restricted to low Earth orbit and the Moon, mostly due to the high cost of sending anything to space. Uncrewed and robotic missions, on the other hand, have visited and flown past every known planet in the solar system. Because of the dangers of vacuum and radiation, outer space poses a difficult setting for human exploration. Space is also vast. All the stars and planets in space are extremely far away from each other. But how vast exactly are we talking about? Imagine a model in which the solar system is decreased in size by a factor of 1 billion. To better understand the relative distances in the solar system, the Earth will be the size of a grape. The Moon is about a foot away from Earth. The Sun is roughly a man's height and is 150 meters away. On this scale, you or me will be the size of an atom, and the closest star is over 40,000 kilometers away. Just imagine the distances of other objects, which are even further away. But how does this link to our favorite space holiday destination? More on that shortly. Once the drive to conquer the vastness of the space Wild West and the race between the Soviets and the US to reach the Moon came to an end, a new argument for space exploration arose, based on the practical use of space to enhance life on Earth. As the rationale for government-funded space programs changed to the public good, space agencies began to express and quantify the broader socioeconomic benefits that could result from their operations. Apart from asking questions about existence of life on another planet and mining the Moon and asteroids, space technology since the 80s has come a long way. Increasingly, more and more satellites are being sent to Earth's orbit. Scientists are also sending important experiments to the International Space Station. The satellites help to observe Earth's health by looking out for forest fires, illegal fishing, monitoring the changing climate and sea level, as well as providing us with accurate navigation. As more and more satellites and technology are being sent to space and utilized, scientists and futurists just can't help but wonder, when will people start living and working in space? Apart from the benefits to humankind, different organizations are also starting to look at the potential of space, mainly as a tourism hotspot. Companies such as Virgin Galactic, a part of Richard Branson's Virgin Group, have actively been developing new transport vehicles dedicated to space tourism. It is designing commercial spacecraft with the aim of providing space tourists with suborbital space flights and launches for space science missions. The Virgin Group and Burt Rutan's Scaled Composites formed the spaceship company to develop commercial spaceships and launch aircrafts for space travel. Virgin Galactic, which had contracted to buy 5 Spaceship Twos and 2 White Knight Twos when TSC was formed in 2005, was ready to launch the first privately crewed flight into space. The project's first suborbital spaceflight took place on December 13, 2018, with 2 pilots, reaching an altitude of 82.7 kilometers and formally entering outer space according to US standards. Naturally, the next question you may be asking is what happens when these space tourists are actually in space? Well, not to worry, as Voyager Station is about to change all that. The Voyager Space Station, also known as just Voyager Station, is a planned space station that is scheduled to be operational in 2027. This space station is envisioned as the world's first space hotel. The Orbital Assembly Company will be in charge of building this innovative structure, and SpaceX's Starship will be used to transport visitors to the Voyager Station. It is expected that the station will hold a staggering 280 passengers and 112 crew members. A trip to the station is likely to cost a substantial bit of money, and passengers would have to go through a safety and physical training before boarding the shuttle for the journey to the station. It is comprised of 24 modules connected by elevator shafts that make up the rotating wheel orbiting Earth. Near the center of the station, there will be no artificial gravity, but as you move down the outside, the feeling of gravity increases. If you are still here, don't forget to subscribe to Outer Spark Media. Would it not be amazing to take your family to this wonderful place? At first, prices may be substantial, but with time and rising demand, this tourist destination might just become the norm and could be affordable for everyone. Imagine seeing the cosmos for what it's actually like without any barrier. All that stands between you and the vastness of space is just your helmet. From the looks of it, people may not need any kind of helmet in the space station. Once built, the Voyager Station will be the largest human-made structure in space, capable of housing up to 400 people. Assembly is expected to begin between 2025 and 2026, according to the Gateway Foundation members. Themed restaurant, viewing lounges, movie theaters, and concert venues are likely to be among the facilities provided at this gleaming futuristic ring. Each of Voyager's 24 integrated habitation modules will be 65 feet long and 40 feet tall. The revolving resort will have usable toilets, showers, and allow jogging and jumping in weightlessness. Now, how cool would it be to play tag with your friends in no gravity? This kind of innovation will completely change mankind's perception of space and will lead to the foundation of the goal to live on other planets. In the future, these gateway stations may be the key to building colonies on other planets and might even help us become less reliant on Earth through space farming. Moreover, economies can be boosted if we use space for asteroid mining to find resources such as precious stones, metals, and water. The latter, which can be used for creating rocket fuel in space. Asteroid mining is an important enabler to take the toll of heavy industries and mining away from Earth, making the planet pollution free and sustainable. On a separate and a bit of a scary note, imagine what would happen if our planet is hit by a massive meteor, similar to the one that made the dinosaurs extinct. Such events will be catastrophic for us, and it may even destroy our civilization as we know it. At Outer Spark Media, we know that this is not a pleasant thought, and the probabilities of something like this occurring is minuscule. However, as a species, we should start taking all the precautions that we can to make sure that humanity survives in the long run. By enabling technologies like Voyager Station, we will be one step closer to becoming an interplanetary species. Imagine a future where our factories and mines are based in space. Imagine a future where all our food is produced in space stations, rather than destroying acres of forests on Earth. Finally, imagine a future where our next generation is living and working in space instead of solely relying on Earth and its resources. With time, effort, and a lot of patience, these steps will help to take the stress away from our planet and help Earth become lush once again. In this future, our children and their children will see more wildlife than we have ever witnessed. Global warming will have stopped, sea level rise will reduce, and our children will breathe fresh, pure air once again. This is Outer Spark's vision of a beautiful future. A future where we can cherish the beautiful blue marble by harnessing the power of space. What do you think about the Voyager Space Hotel? What would you do if there was no gravity and you could float around in your own space hotel room? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.